In flood-prone Lismore, warnings have been downgraded, fortunately, avoiding a repeat of the traumatic 2022 floods. Joining me live from Lismore is the State Labor MP for the region, Janelle Saffin. Janelle, thanks for your time today. How's the community going there?
The community's trying to get back to some sort of normality and moving back into their houses. Businesses are back up and running. We have cafes, shops opening, and that's also right across the region. There's still some on, high alert downstream, of course, but everybody's just trying to get back on their feet as quickly as they can. And we have the recovery coordinator, as you know, appointed, Scotty Tanner. That's fantastic. And he's trying to make sure, as he says, roads, rubbish and resupply. So really focused on those three things. But we've still got a lot of people without power, and that makes it very uncomfortable in our communities. I'm just seeing some of the kids in the water there on your footage.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, the images there, quite distressing as well for the area there. Of course, roads closed as well. Of course, though, it did dodge a bullet, though. It wasn't as bad as what we saw in 2022 in the local area there. You mentioned a lot of people still without power. When do you anticipate that being restored?
Look, Essential Energy are really running 24/7, and as of this morning there was about 8,000 homes without power across the region, and at one point it was up in the 40-odd thousand. So they're doing absolutely everything they can, and the CEO of Essential Energy is here with us today, so I have to call them out for doing such a fantastic job in extremely challenging conditions because of all the power lines that were down. They were down in water and on roads, and so that presented a lot of extra challenges, as you could understand. But everybody's and we've also got SES out doing rapid assessments on damage, and this is the first time I've really seen that happen so quick. Well, no, I've seen it happen before, but really quickly. And they've got the Reconstruction Authority with their teams, but also the Australian Red Cross, because they're going out to people, and it's important that, there's somewhere there from our particular caring recovery agency, Australian Red Cross.
Of course. I mean, the Red Cross does incredible work, and the SES too. But Janelle, I've got to ask you, I was speaking with the president of Business Lismore earlier on the program, who says the community is just sick and tired of being called brave or resilient. Of course, Lismore is a flood-prone area, and they're calling out the lack of government support and planning. What do you say to that?
Look, I'm sick of that too, and I'm using the word resilience, like people say we're resilient. Of course we are. We're strong. We stand up to it. But in terms of lack of what he said, lack of government, I'd have to know what he said, because for this event, Cyclone Alfred, there was huge preparedness.
Well, essentially, he says that the government. So I'll just interrupt you there, Janelle. Essentially, he said, so you can give a response to that, he essentially said that the government hasn't learned anything since the 2022 floods.
Oh, the government has learned a lot. All governments have learned a lot since 2022, and I don't play politics with it. It's all governments. Historically in Australia, we rush in with response and recovery, and we don't do a lot of that planning. We have underway here a regional plan for economic recovery for the region. We've got CSIRO doing that. All of the state members, federal members, and business chamber are actually involved in that. So we've got things happening, never happened before. I just announced with the regional director of Business New South Wales here a smaller grant to work right across the businesses. So these are new things. We just haven't had that before. So yes, we can't fix a lot of things overnight, but we're doing what we can now to make it better. And we're all waiting for the CSIRO report at the end of June about the mitigation in the, particularly the Richmond River. So there are a lot of things happening, and historically not much happened. The last mitigation in Lismore was a levee built, ages ago, and we haven't had much since.
I mean, it's all about future-proofing the area that is, as I mentioned before, flood-prone, of course. Janelle, I just want to get your thoughts on, I mean, there's a bit of a war of words at the moment about insurance premiums, and without getting too political on this, do you
Yeah.
think insurance agencies, though, are ripping homeowners off in your community?
Look, there's two things that I'll say about it. The insurance industry post 2022 did a deep dive into how they interact with communities and with their policyholders, and they've committed to do things differently. I said to them, look, you deliver a service, and we expect that to be done with competence and compassion, particularly to people in disaster. They've said they do it, so let's see. The proof will be in the pudding with this event. And secondly, people can't afford insurance. We have a virtual uninsured community here. That's critical for business. And to that extent, that's another we're working on that as well, trying to address that, working with state and federal governments. So, these things were left
That's a big
untouched for a
question.
long time, Holly, and so we're now trying to do a lot of catch up, but we're there, we're at the coalface doing it.
Okay, Janelle, thanks for your time today. We'll take care and we'll see you
Thank you,
soon.
Holly.
Thank you.